The last two poker sessions I've recorded have gone terribly bad, losing over $13,000. I didn't run well, I made some mistakes that cost me big, but with that being said, poker is my job. It's time to forget about the past and focus on the future. I'm here at Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida, ready to play some 5-10 no limit. I could continue to run bad and lose money, or maybe today sparks the start of a winning streak. Only time will tell. Let's get started. First hand I play, I've got pocket tens on the button. There's a hijack raised by an action player. I 3-bet to $250 and he makes the call. Heads up, 3-bet pot, pocket tens to 9, 5, 10, 2 spades, top set for us. He checks, I bet big, $300. And now to my delight, my opponent check raises me to $700. He's got around $1,300 left. This is an action player who could be doing this with a wider range of hands. Straight draws, flush draws, maybe top pair holdings. With that being said, I feel like I could call or I could jam all in. I don't want to jam all in and have him hero fold hands that we have drawing dead. And also, I feel like I can keep letting him bluff on the turn if I call. So I put in $400, going to the turn, which is the Jack of Diamonds. Not my favorite card. Brings in 3 straights, King, Queen, Queen 8, and 7-8. And my opponent decides to jam all in for his $1,300. Can't be folding a set in a 3-bet pot against this player, so I make the call. And the river card's a 5, giving me a full house. I show my hand. My opponent shows a jack and folds, and just like that, we end up taking down a huge pot and make $2,000 worth of profit within 5 minutes of our session. Definitely gaining some confidence after winning that first hand. Next up, there's a hijack open to $75 by the same action player. A cutoff re-raised to $250 by a very action 3-bet happy regular player. And I'm on the button now with 5-6 suited. Now, this is probably a fold almost 100% of the time. Maybe you could put in some calls here, trying to play some pots with the action player in position if you're very, very deep stacked. But a lot of the time, calling here would be a bad play. Folding's probably the best option, but if I'm reviewing this hand, that means I must have done something different. I decide to 4-bet here on the button, thinking that the cutoff player is probably 3-betting pretty wide versus the action player's open in the hijack. He knows that he wants to play some pots in position against this action player, and I know that he's probably isolating pretty wide here, so I decide to bump it up to $650 as a bluff. Hijack action player gets out of the way, but the cutoff player ends up making the call. So we're playing a 4-bet pot here with 6 high, over $1,200 in the middle to a 10-10 deuce rainbow flop. My opponent checks. I'm going to pretend like I have all those big overpairs, aces, kings, and queens, and I bet out $350. My opponent, who's also very, very sticky as well, makes the call. Turn card 9 of spades, and now I have to make a decision. Do I want to give up and check, or do I want to go for it, continuing to rep those big overpairs? My opponent's got around $2,200 left in his stack. The pot is getting big. If I had one of those big overpairs versus a sticky opponent in a 4-bet pot, I would probably just jam all in with my hand. So should I give up and check, or should I go for it? After 20 seconds of contemplating my options, I feel like I've gone too far. There's too much money in the middle. I gotta go for it. I jam all in for his $2,200 stack with 6 high, praying for a fold. My opponent goes into the tank. Like I said, this guy is very sticky. He could easily be thinking here with ace high hands or king high hands. I'm hoping he's got those smaller pocket pairs, maybe 7s or 8s. Ace king, ace queen, and he will eventually let those hands go. But after 2 minutes, he unfortunately makes the call. I just say right away, you're good. River card's a 10, and he shows Jack 9 of clubs. So called my 4-bet pretty light, called on the flop with backdoor equity, and called my all-in with a 9, and we lose over $3,000 in this hand. Just like that, we're now stuck a couple $1,000s on the day. Obviously not feeling great about losing $3,500 on a bluff. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I don't feel terrible about this play. If he doesn't hit the 9, I'm going to win the hand probably 100% of the time. Little unlucky there on the turn. Oh well, gotta move on to the next hand. Early position raises to 75. I call with ace-10 of diamonds in middle position. Small blind calls, big blind calls. 4 ways to a 10 high board. Top pair for us. Initial raiser bets out 150 and only I make the call. Heads up now to the deuce of diamonds on the turn, giving me a flush draw, straight draw, top pair, top kicker, and my opponent bets $350 with $1,200 left in his stack. I feel like I just want to go with my hand here. I've got so much equity. I want to get paid off if I get there on the river. Maybe he can fold out some hands that we're beating. Maybe something like jacks would maybe find a fold. So I go all in for his last $1,200, and he calls another big pot here, our third all in of the day. And this time we hit the river. 6 of diamonds, backdoor nut flush for us. I show my hand. Obviously it is good. And we take down about $2,000 of profit here. A crazy swingy day so far. Winning $2,000, losing over $3,000, winning $2,000 here. But just wait. A huge hand is coming up soon. The penultimate hand of this session starts off here where another fun player limps for $25. Pocket jacks for me, I raise to $100 and my opponent makes the call. I get a pretty bad flop for my hand, king 10-9 with 2 hearts. When he checks, I check behind. Turn card's not great either. It's the ace of diamonds. My opponent now bets $150. I make the call here with my gut shot straight draw and hit my straight on the river with the queen of clubs. And surprisingly, my opponent bets here for $300. I've got the nuts. Also, it's very unlikely he has a jack, given the fact that I have 2 in my hand. Obviously going to raise here with the best hand possible. Don't want to go too big. Want him to call with all 2 pair hands. So I just make it $700, and he very quickly calls. Feel like we could be chopping, but when I show pocket jacks, he just folds his hand and says, "You got lucky on the river," and that is correct. I did get lucky on the river. We are now up a couple $1,000 on the day before getting moved over to the main game, where there's a lot of regular pros at the table, but there's 2 fun action players on my right that I end up getting into a huge pot against. With the $25 straddle on, the first fun action player open limps in the hijack. The button, another fun action player, raises to $100, and I peel back pocket jacks in the small blind. I bump it up to $400. First action player calls in the hijack, and the button calls 3 ways, 3-bet pot, pocket jacks to a 10-deuce-5 2-heart board. With an overpair on this flop, I should be c-betting probably 100% of the time versus these action players, but I did pick up somewhat of a live tell off the hijack play. I really don't look into these very often, but it looked like he was very excited about the flop, thinking that if I check, maybe he'll bet, and then I can check raise all in and try to get all the money in. I decided to slow play pocket jacks here and check. And sure enough, the action player does bet in the hijack, and he bets all of his chips. He goes all in for $2,200. I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to snap call this bet. Obviously, pocket jacks is a very strong hand here. Cannot be folding until the button re-raises to $4,500. What just happened in this hand? I slow played and checked on the flop out of position, and it goes bet all in for $2,200, then raised to $4,500 by the action player. I have around $6,000 in my stack. The button has around $6,000 left in his stack. What should I do here with pocket jacks? Is it possible one of my opponents could have a set? Maybe they could have a bigger overpair. That seems a little bit unlikely. I feel like with the way I played this hand, I'm just going to have to close my eyes and rip it all in. If they've got me beat, they've got me beat. This is what dreams are made of when you have an overpair versus 2 action players and they put all their money in the pot. So I jam all in for my $6,000. This has escalated very quickly, only $1,200 in the middle, and now there is a ton of money. Back over to the button, who actually doesn't call my $6,000 bet very quickly, even though it's only $1,500 more to him, which means we always have the best hand. But eventually, he does put in the chips. That means we are playing around a $15,000 pot with a single overpair on a 10 high board. The one action player only runs it one time. So either I'm going to win a huge pot or I'm going to lose a massive pot. I've had a crazy week losing $13,000. If I could win this pot, it would be huge for me. If I lose, I'll be stuck thousands of dollars on the day. One time, one run out for us. Turn card is the Jack of Hearts, giving me top set, but the flush draw comes in. And the river card is the Deuce of Spades. I show my hand, and both my opponents fold their cards just like that. We are taking down a $15,000 pot with pocket jacks, one of the biggest pots I've ever won here at the Hard Rock, and definitely the biggest 5-10 pot I've ever won. A huge amount of chips being pushed my direction. One of my friends on the other side of the table snagged this picture. This is a new personal record for me. A $17,000 stack in a 5-10 game. Just crazy. What a spot there at the end. A huge, huge win for us. Shortly after this, I call it a night, end up racking up my chips, heading to the cage, and cashing out. Holy crap, what a session that was. Ended up profiting over $11,000 with a new record, a cash out of the 5-10 game for over $17,000. I've never cashed out for that much at a 5-10 game ever. It's a 2.5K cap game. Somehow cashed out for $17,000, just insane. The day was very swingy from the bat. I won that big pot with pocket tens, bluffed off $3,000 with 5-6 of clubs, made some more big hands, and then the last hand of the session here, huge $15,000 pot, pocket jacks, three-way all-in on the flop, hit a set on the turn, we hold up, and just a huge spot. I mean, just like one of those spots that's going to make or break your month or make or break, you know, the quarter. It was nice to run good after running bad. I mean, I lost like $14,000 before this, so it's nice to come in today and win $11,000. Like I said before, though, you have to kind of have short-term memory loss if you're playing poker for a living. If you're playing poker in general, you got to have the ability to just forget about the bad things and just focus on the single day, the single hand, the single session. And I feel like over the years I've gotten better and better at that, where in the past I would be thinking about my bankroll, bad beats, I'd be thinking about losing hands, and it would affect me in the next sessions. And now I feel like I'm able to just kind of put the past behind me. Okay, you lost 20,000. Today's a new day. Try to get it back. And very lucky, got it back $11,000. Also, the day before this, I did not record a session. I played 10, 25, 50. I also won $11,000 yesterday. So $22,000 upswing after like a 15K downswing. I'll take it. We're doing well this month. Ended up coming out of this hole just trying to keep grinding, keep playing my best. Sometimes I make mistakes, but that happens. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please like, comment down below. Still trying to get to 60,000 subscribers. I think I'm at like 56 now, almost to 60,000. I'm trying to get there. Keep subscribing, pushing this out to people. If you comment, it helps. And hopefully we can get there. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. I appreciate all the comments, and I appreciate you guys showing up every single week and watching me play some poker. It's been fun. And until next time, I'll see ya.